Somebody turn on the AC, because it's Angel Caruso.
Hello and welcome back. Merry Christmas, everyone. Today I'm here to talk about the 1988 masterpiece, which is Scrooged, starring Bill Murray and Karen Allen.
Here on IBC, you'll love it.
Based on the old classic, this was on the budget of 32 million and it made 100 million at the box office. So it was a good profitable movie for Bill Murray, Richard Donner and the rest of the crew. Now, I just wanted to talk about everything that I can to do with Scrooged. So it was released on November 23rd, 1988. Its running time is 100 minutes. It was directed by Richard Donner. The screenplay was by Mitch Glazer and Michael O'Donoghue. Based on A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, produced by Richard Donner and Art Linson. It also has John Forsyth, Bobcat Goldthwait, Carol Kane, Robert Mitchum, Michael J. Pollard and Alfred Woodward. The music is done beautifully by Danny Elfman and it was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Right, that's the boring stuff.
You'll love it.
Scrooged is a modern retelling that follows Bill Murray as Frank Cross, a cynical and selfish television executive who is visited by a succession of ghosts on Christmas Eve, intent on helping him regain his Christmas spirit. Scrooged was filmed on a 32 million budget over 3 months in New York City and Hollywood from December 1987 to March 1988. Murray returned to acting for the film after taking a 4-year hiatus following the success of Ghostbusters, which he found overwhelming, although he had a minor role in A Little Shop of Horrors. Murray worked with Glazer and O'Donoghue on reworking the script before agreeing to join the project. The production was tumultuous, as Murray and Donner had different visions for the film. Murray described his time on the film as a misery, while Donner called Murray superbly creative but occasionally difficult. Along with Murray's 3 brothers, Brian, John and Joel, Scrooge features numerous celebrity cameos. The film's marketing capitalised on Murray's Ghostbusters roles, referring to his encounters with ghosts in both films. Scrooge was released on November 23rd, 1988 and grossed over 100 million worldwide. The film received a positive response from the test audiences, but was met with a mixed response upon its release from critics who found the film either too mean-spirited or too sentimental. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Makeup, but lost to the fantasy comedy film Beetlejuice. Since its release, Scrooge has become a regular television Christmas-time feature, with some critics calling it an alternative to traditional Christmas films, and others arguing that Scrooge was ahead of its time, making it relevant in the modern day. It has appeared on various lists of the best Christmas films. It's definitely one of my favourites.
If I were in charge, and I am...
Exterior shots of the IBC building were filmed outside of the Seagram building in New York City. Murray considered himself rusty, having left acting for 4 years following the release of Ghostbusters. He described the success of that film as a phenomenon that would forever be his biggest success, compounded by the failure of The Razor's Edge, making him feel radioactive and resulting in him avoiding making movies temporarily. Murray had the opportunity to work on Scrooged over 2 years earlier, but was enjoying his break from work. When he did feel a desire to return to acting, he said the scripts were just not that good, and he returned to the Scrooge project as he found the idea of making a funny Scrooge appealing. Murray was paid $6 million for his role. Producer Art Linson justified the figure by saying that for each year Murray stayed away from films, his audience draw and therefore fee potentially increased. At the time, Linson said that aside from Eddie Murphy, Murray was the only other name that could draw 10 million of tickets in the opening 3 to 4 days. It's not bad, is it? Murray wanted several changes to the script once he joined the project. Among other changes, the romantic plot with Karen Allen's Claire was expanded upon, and the family scenes were reworked as Murray felt they were off. Murray worked with scriptwriters Michael O'Donoghue and Mitch Glazer, whom Murray had previously worked with on Saturday Night Live, until Murray was confident enough to begin filming. O'Donoghue and Glazer found the film's denouement, in which Murray reveals his redemption live on TV, to be the most difficult to write. They settled on the examples of Christmas Eve in New York, where people are nice to each other for one night, believing it be a miracle we could live with.
Have you seen this morning's paper, Frank?
Oh, who's that? She's pretty.
She's dead, Frank.
Murray was concerned with how he should portray the scene, with Glazer telling him how to follow the script. Wanting a central acting moment, however, Murray gave an emotional and intense performance, deviating from his marked positions and improvising his speech. Glazer and O'Donoghue thought that the actor was suffering a mental breakdown. After he was finished, the crew applauded Murray, but O'Donoghue remarked, "What was that? The Jim Jones hour?" Donna turned and punched O'Donoghue in the arm, leaving him bruised for a week. The production was rife with conflict between Murray and Donna. Murray described the experience as having a fair amount of misery and said, "That's a tough one. I still have trouble talking about Scrooged," describing working on a dusty, smelly and smoky set, feeling alone and even coughing up blood due to the fake snow being used. He also admitted to feeling pressure from being the solo star of a film compared to previous productions like Ghostbusters, as he was on set mostly every day, while some actors would make brief cameos requiring only 1 or 2 days of work. Donna himself said that he had never worked with Murray before and met up with him for drinks before accepting the project to see if they would get along. They did. The director was more positive about their relationship, describing Murray as superbly creative but occasionally difficult as any actor. Donna said that Murray was always in a professional mental state on set, believing it made him stressed, so the crew would do silly things to improve morale. Donna had not worked with an improvisational comedian like Murray before. In a 1990 interview with Roger Ebert, Murray said that Scrooged could have been a really, really great movie. The script was so good. Donna kept telling me to do things louder, louder, louder. I think he was deaf. In a later 1993 interview, Murray said that he and Donna had different visions for the type of film Scrooged would become, adding that there was potentially only one take in the finished film that was his. In a 1989 interview, Murray said he shot a big, long, sloppy movie, describing how a lot of film content was not present in the film's final cut. For his part, O'Donoghue later said that Donna did not understand comedy, omitting the script's subtler elements for louder, faster moments. He estimated that only 40% of his and Glazer's original script made it into the final film, and the surviving content was twisted. The final cut of the film runs for 97 minutes. Look, you can say what you want about this film. This film, to me, is magic. Lightning in a bottle. Whatever was going on behind the scenes, I don't really care. What it comes up with is a film that I want to rewatch every year with people and recommend it to people. Bill Murray does a fine performance as Frank Cross. You can't tell that he's nervous about acting. He is the sleazeball at the beginning and then he is the hero at the end. His journey from being a complete and utter douchebag to realising the errors of his ways is an emotional one, and it's done greatly by Richard Donner. So all of this negativity that I'm seeing here, it's just complete and utter nonsense. I believe it was ahead of its time. I believe that now we can see that. I mean, I've always known that it was a good version of the Charles Dickens story. It's been done to death. Like, so many people have tried it. I don't know why so many people try it. Like, why can't people come up with something new? I don't know. But this was a good one. So I'm going to say I love Scrooged. I loved Bill Murray at this time. I don't now. But this was him at his peak of being funny, charming, likeable, and a good actor. And I'm just going to leave that there.
Somebody turn on the AC, because it's Angel Caruso.